serious e-bike accidents involving kids are spiking. Now the city of San Diego is considering a new law to help turn things around.
The Larry Millete murder trial now in its 6th week. 152 witnesses are expected to testify, but today a key witness took the stand. What the man who Maya was having an affair with had to say.
Will the historic La Jolla Red Cottages finally get a makeover? We're working for you to find the latest plans for redevelopment and the push against it.
After more than 60 years in business, the Denny's on Rosecrans in Point Loma has closed. I have more on the community touchstone and the future of Denny's in Point Loma.
The story behind these community banners during the San Diego County Fair.
The United States men's national team gets set for their final match in group play. A report from Irvine coming up.
We begin tonight with developing news out of Claremont, where San Diego police say a teen was hurt in a drive-by shooting. Good evening, and thank you for being with us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Anna Laurel. We're told it happened around 2:15 this afternoon at Genesee Avenue and Mount Etna Drive near the Home Depot. Police say the teenager was at a bus stop when a dark-colored sedan pulled up near him. Witnesses reported a passenger inside fired multiple shots before the car sped off. The teen boy was hit in the leg. He was taken to a hospital where we are told he's in stable condition.
Investigators say shell casings have been found, and witnesses reported seeing 4 people inside that sedan. It was last seen heading toward Balboa Avenue. Traffic in the area is expected to be impacted over the next several hours as the investigation plays out, so stay away from that area if you can avoid it. We'll continue to monitor the situation and bring you any updates as we get them. You can also follow us on social media or download the free CBS 8 app. Rady Children's Hospital says it's seeing a troubling and growing trend, a record number of children suffering traumatic injuries in e-bike crashes.
Now, San Diego city leaders are considering new rules aimed at reducing the risk of serious and even life-threatening accidents. News 8's Steve Price joins us live from outside Rady Children's with more. Steve?
Anna and Carlo, just last month, a 12-year-old on an e-bike was critically injured after he was hit by a car. And here at Rady Children's Hospital, doctors tell me they are seeing this more and more. Serious e-bike injuries. And now the San Diego City Council says enough is enough. What starts as kids being kids having fun is ending more than ever with a trip to the hospital, and not just for bumps and bruises.
We're seeing kids admitted to the ICU, having to go directly to the operating room from our trauma bays. We're seeing more severe injuries and more complex injuries than you would from, say, a pedal cycle.
Rady Children's Hospital says they had a record number of traumatic e-bike injuries last year with 262. So they've been working hard to educate parents and kids about the dangers. It's not working. They're easily on track this year to set a new record.
Unfortunately, we're seeing such an increase that there has to be more that's being done than what is currently being done.
E-bikes are far more accessible now than they ever have been in the past.
San Diego Councilman Raul Campillo agrees, so tomorrow the council will be voting on new e-bike regulations, making it illegal for anyone under 12 to ride a Class 1 or 2 e-bike, which can go up to 20 miles an hour.
On an e-bike like the one that we're passing a regulation on, you just tap the throttle and go from 0 to 20 like that.
Campillo's proposal also prevents passengers on e-bikes without a second seat. If it passes a second vote next month, there will be a 30-day education period followed by 60 days of police warnings. After that, riders can be ticketed.
We can have infractions with a $25 ticket, which can be waived if the child takes a course that's certified by the CHP.
Campillo says that aligns with his goal to educate kids, not punish them. And for those who believe kids shouldn't be able to ride an e-bike without a driver's license, Campillo hears you, but says under current state law, this is the strongest regulation they can impose. He's hoping it won't take more trips to the hospital to change that.
We don't want children to have traumatic brain injuries. We don't want to see people literally killed, as we've seen, when they get hit by someone going 20 miles an hour on an e-bike.
So once again, the timing of all this, the City Council will take up its first vote tomorrow, assuming it passes, and everybody does think it will. It'll have a second vote in 2 weeks. Then they have to have the enforcement period, the warnings, all that kind of stuff. So at this point, Carlo and Anna, it looks like tickets will start late September, early October.
And education just as important as enforcement in this situation. Steve Price, thank you for that. The future of the man convicted in the deadly Santana High School shooting is still up in the air tonight. Andy Williams appeared in court virtually today as the legal battle over his sentence continues. Williams was 15 years old when he opened fire on the Santana High School campus in 2001, killing 2 students and wounding 13 others. Earlier this year, a judge ruled he should be resentenced under a California law that prohibits life terms for juvenile offenders. But the San Diego District Attorney's Office appealed that decision and is still waiting for a higher court to weigh in. For now, the case remains on hold, and so today a judge scheduled another status hearing for December in hopes that ruling will arrive by then. The man Maya Millete was having an affair with took the stand in her husband's murder trial today.
Larry is accused of the crime, but the defense has suggested other suspects like Jamie Laird were not thoroughly investigated by the Chula Vista Police Department. News 8's Jenny Day is live from the South Bay Courthouse. Jenny.
Carlo, Anna, this is a witness that we have been waiting for. Jamie Laird, who worked with the missing Chula Vista mom as a civilian contractor in the Navy. He testified just moments ago about how their friendship kind of evolved and grew into more. He said while they were both married, he loved Maya, he cared about her, and was also concerned for her. Now, he said it all started as talk on the team's work chat that then moved to Instagram, an affair that started in her office. He said then lasted about 1 year, up until the day she disappeared. Laird said he last spoke to Maya on January 7th, 2021, the day that she went missing. Now, his alibi, he says he was at the hospital because his now ex-wife was in labor with their first child. 3 days later, he says Maya's friends reached out asking if he had heard from her. He says he had not. Jamie went on to testify about the day he met Larry. He, Larry, and Maya were all pulled into a boss's office and questioned about allegations of an affair that were circulating at work. They both denied it and said it was just a misunderstanding. He says still, Larry went on to reach out to his wife. Jamie Laird also talked about Maya confiding in him, saying she was concerned about how controlling Larry was and that she wanted a divorce. Now, when Jamie Laird was cross-examined by the defense, Larry's attorneys attacked his credibility, saying he lied to his wife, he lied to his boss, lied to the police. Laird admitted to lying and deleting all of their messages. He also did not make any attempts to reach Maya after he learned she was missing. Jamie says he was scared, did not want to lose his job or his marriage. So there was also a lot more talk today about that poisonous plant hemlock that prosecutors say Larry asked about, searched for. They even found a small vial of it in the Millete home. So was she poisoned? Prosecutors, though, have also pointed to those loud bangs that were heard on neighborhood surveillance cameras. So we really just do not know. Testimony will continue tomorrow with Chula Vista Police back on the stand. Live in Chula Vista, Jenny Day, News 8.
Jenny, so much going on there. You were in the courtroom. Did you notice today any particular reactions that stood out to you? Any moments that were really notable?
You know, I think we have all just been waiting for Jamie Laird to give this testimony. There was I will say what stuck out is how many objections over hearsay or speculation. You know, both sides just being very, very careful with how they treat this witness. I will also say, you know, again, cameras are not allowed in the courtroom, but so the video that you often see has Larry in a COVID-style mask, but in court, he is not wearing that, and he's not in a jailhouse jumpsuit. He's in a, you know, a nice button-up shirt, and I mean, just no reaction from him, Carlo, whatsoever.
All right, Jenny Day with the very latest. Thank you for all that. Yeah. As she mentioned, we have reporters in the courtroom every day, and you can stay up to date with the latest developments online and on the go with the free CBS 8 streaming app.
The future of 2 of La Jolla's historic cottages could be changing once again. New city documents outline what could happen next.
News 8's Alex Lai is working for you, breaking down the proposal and why it's already facing pushback.
Well, the Red Roost Roost and the Red Rest cottages here on Coast Boulevard are considered La Jolla's oldest structures. And after decades of attempts to demolish the cottages, we're working for you to look into the newest plans presented for redevelopment and the attempt to stop it. Above the sea lions in surf, these two red cottages have stood for more than a century. Built in 1894, the cottages were designated historic landmarks in 1975. Since then, they've been the subject of decades of demolition and redevelopment proposals. You can still see remnants of past development notices attached to the fence. A 2020 fire left Red Rest severely damaged, and today both cottages sit vacant behind fences and showing their age.
Just kind of two abandoned little buildings.
Sad, doesn't really fit in with the area, I guess. I've been watching this for many years, and I don't know what's going to happen with them.
Working for you, I dug into city records to see what's next. A city notice posted June 3rd shows an application to re-roof and secure Red Roost to prevent further deterioration and demolish what remains of Red Rest. The city of San Diego tells me the restoration and reconstruction of the Red Roost will occur later. The proposed project does not include any occupancy or interior work. It's still unclear who the applicant or property owner is. We are waiting on a response from the city. For years, the cottages have sparked debate between property rights and historic preservation.
And it's like, who is right? You know, I am an owner. I have a right to do with the property what I want to do, but on another hand, they are historically designated. So there was some reason and purpose for it.
The city's notice says the project would not cause a significant impact to the historic resource. However, the La Jolla Historical Society has filed an appeal, telling News 8 it has questions about whether enough was done to preserve the cottages over the years and whether demolition is the only option for Red Roost.
Just make it into a historical site.
Yeah, like a historical site, or like slightly updated.
And it definitely should not become a high-rise because the traffic here is already kind of garbage.
A City of San Diego hearing officer is in charge of project approval, meaning they will decide whether these cottages will stay in their historic shape or get a makeover. In La Jolla, Alex Lai, News 8.
And remember, if there's something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
There's a new push to get parents to ask a specific question that might save their child's life.
We've got those details still ahead. Plus, Denny's closes a location in Point Loma after decades in business. We're working for you to find out what's next for the property.
And we'll introduce you to some of the faces behind a San Diego County fair tradition happening now for more than a decade.
Lots of sunshine in your forecast for today. We're going to continue to see that sunshine throughout the week, but we have some upper level clouds that start to move in by the middle of the week, and that offers up a slight chance we could see an isolated shower or two. I'll let you know where and when coming up.